Huge win for Alabama against Georgia. We're going to talk about what the Tide did in Athens and how it may translate against Vanderbilt, or will it at all? We're going to get into all that right here on the Bama Tailgate Show, brought to you by Pearl River Resort, right over there in Philadelphia, Mississippi. You know him. That's Jake Coker. I'm Mick Gillespie. Let's get this show started. All right, there he is, Mr. Jake Coker, quarterback 2015, and a guy that loves Alabama since he was a little kid. I'm Mick Gillespie. Graduate of the University of Alabama. Roll Tide, man. First things first, we will be on the next round. So you guys, this is kind of just like your daily quick, Bama Tailgate Show, football type thing, and then we're going to get back to doing our Elephant in the Room podcast, which is called Last Call on the next round. And we're going to do that today. So you guys can catch us there as well. But good to see you, my friend.
Hey, good to see you too. Hey, it's nice to have a show right after beating Georgia. Knew it all along.
You did not.
Daddy's home, baby. Daddy's home.
I remember on the Tailgate Show, your formula that you used was telling you to pick Georgia because
No. The formula made me feel good about Alabama.
It did? Okay.
Had it been 7-10, I'd have been like, oh no, this is gonna be a beat down.
Right. Okay. You know what? Now that I say that, I do agree with you on that. And then I said that this is a game that they're going to win because these are the guys they've been recruited against, played in all-star games against. I feel like Alabama's issues have been effort, and I don't feel like you're ever going to get a bad effort in a game like that. And DeBoer's never had problems at Alabama or at Washington getting his team up for big games. So we're going to talk about why the Vanderbilt game is, which is coming up Saturday, a really tough game for Alabama.
Hey, but I told you on the Tailgate Show last weekend before the Georgia game, I told you my worst fear is beating Georgia and playing Vanderbilt the week after.
And what did I say? I said that I think they're going to beat Georgia and that Vanderbilt is the game that I'm worried about. We must have both felt this coming.
Yeah. I don't know what the line is right now. I think it's 12. I think
10.
It's 12.
It was 10 when I looked at it.
10. I can't. When did you ever think that Alabama Vandy would be game day in your entire life as an Alabama fan? When did you ever think game day would be in Tuscaloosa for the Vandy game?
No, but they're good, man. And Diego Pavetta is now a Heisman Trophy contender. He's actually one of the top ones, one of the top three guys. And then Ty Simpson's up to number 5 in the Heisman watch. What did you see Ty Simpson do this past game against Georgia that you thought showed a lot of growth? Because there's a ton of growth there.
Well, again, I think when we talked last week about this game and we talked about Ty, you watch him against Florida State, and that was it was his first start, first meaningful reps in a game, really. You could say South Florida last year were somewhat meaningful. I kind of disagree with that, but Florida State was really the first game where he was the man, and everybody was looking to him for answers. And you could tell he was kind of on an island out there by himself in that game, and you could say he may have been a little off mentally, just because I think so many things were going wrong. That he seemed like he may have been a little knocked off of his, focus or however you want to phrase that. But since the ULM game, the Wisconsin game, and now this Georgia game, to me, I think all the outside noise really galvanized this team. And I think it's almost a good thing that happened, because now those guys are, hey, it's us versus the world. We either got to come together or this whole thing's going to fall apart. There's two ways to respond to a loss like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've all jumped behind Ty. Ty's had some really, really good games that create that belief within that locker room. And now not only, I think he's always had the talent and the mental acuity to play quarterback at a high level at Alabama, but now he's got that confidence of a leader. And so to me, I think you're seeing the full evolution of Ty into the man in Alabama that everybody looks to for the answers. Ryan Williams, prior to the season, I felt like it was all about him, and we got to get back to where he is, one of our key players. But right now, it's all Ty Simpson, and Ty has stepped into that role and become that leader. And this team doesn't go without Ty. And I tell you what, he's making Isaiah Horton into a really good player as well. He's getting him the ball. Isaiah, he looks like he is really getting a lot of confidence in terms of just communication and chemistry with Ty, and you're really seeing him come along in this offense. I mean, I think he was a pretty good player at Miami, but it's really cool to see him come into Alabama, and he was hurt in that Florida State game, but and I'll be honest with you, I saw some of the ULM game, but I don't take that into account too much. The Wisconsin game was where, to me, he looked like he really started understanding, what he's trying to get done on offense, and him and Ty were really clicking, I thought. Mm-hmm. And then in this game, we've got three guys, man, that are real weapons that people are going to have to worry about, and it's hard. It is hard to cover or worry about three different guys that play at the level that those guys are playing at right now. Jeremy Bernard, Horton, and no matter what Ryan Williams does, it's going to start clicking at some point, and he's going to be dangerous again. I mean, he's dangerous right now, but I don't know what's going on with these drop balls. He's got to figure that out. But I think at some point during this season, he'll get there.
I hope so. I thought Latsier Brooks also had another really good game. Even though it wasn't, he only had 2 catches. One of the catches and runs was one of the biggest plays of the game.
Dude, he looked great. I tell you, I saw him. Yeah, and I meant to point him out as well. I mean, when I saw him get the ball at first, I thought they were running back clips. When he ran that ball, I thought they were running back clips of Kenyon Drake. I was like, whoa, look at the burst on that guy. And he's one of those guys who hasn't gotten to the forefront yet. I think he's going to be a great player, but he showed some signs last week of possibly being an elite receiver for us.
Jan Miller coming back was a big difference too. Just, I talked to Shank on here yesterday, and we were kind of just like, looking at the fact that, they only had 100.
Wasn't all that impressive, but it was enough to get the job done.
Yeah, well, he said, look, you're setting up for those third down conversions, right? And they never gave up on it.
No, he's exactly right. What did we talk about last week? I mean, you can't have the penalties and you can't have the negative plays that set you behind the sticks. And third down and short, I mean, when you can consistently have third down and short instead of 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, I mean, that's one of that to me, along with the turnover battle, are some of the key differences in winning games. Because you can run anything you want on 3rd and short. I mean, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, defense knows what's coming. You just got to hold on and say a few prayers.
Yeah, I don't like that, but you're right. And then Bama dealing with a bunch of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. We didn't have Jamarian Latham for that game at outside linebacker, and then Quay Russaw went down. He's got a broken foot and had surgery, and he's going to be out for a while. Not for the entire season, but out for a while. Latham's out for the season. So now you're looking at this Alabama team, and you're going, we're relying on some guys that we didn't really think we were going to rely on, right? Yanzi Pierre and Justin Hill, Noah Carter, to help play that wolf position. And now you're facing a team that will run all over you. They're not going to give up on the run. And Vanderbilt, I I really feel like this game against Vandy, Bama's offense is just going to have to outscore them. Kind of like Tennessee did last year. Like Tennessee just kept scoring, and eventually Vanderbilt became one-sided, and that's how they won the game. Vanderbilt's destroyed teams this year, believe it or not. And for Alabama, that's, to me, what was going to help this defense out, because I don't want this to come down to a last possession.
No, I mean, look, it definitely doesn't need to be. But I'll say this: I think the defense, and look, we are getting thin. There's no doubt about it, and that's definitely concerning. But I just have a new confidence in this team, and honestly, that confidence comes from Ty Simpson. You watch him, and it's like, I mean, somebody asked me, what it's like watching Ty Simpson, and I was like, man, college-wise, it looks like Drew Brees. I mean, the guy gets the ball, and there's no hesitation. You feel no concern in that he may hold on to the ball too long, take a sack, cause a sack fumble. I think, at some point a mistake's going to be made. He'll throw an interception because he throws a bad ball, but I don't think he is making the wrong decision back there. I think he's so tuned in and on the same page with Ryan Grubb that they basically have another coach out there.
Yeah.
And he's accurate. What I do worry about a little bit is, I mean, to me, it looked like Georgia started playing. It's like what we talked about on the tailgate show last week. They started playing a lot of too high coverages and not respecting the run, and we still couldn't really get a whole lot of push up there. And you're relying solely on Ty. He was on fire in the first half. Second half, he played a great game throughout, but he had an all-world performance in the first half. Second half cooled off a little bit, still made a lot of good throws. But Georgia kind of settled in, and they still didn't get a ton of pressure on him. But a lot of that had to do with Ty understanding where he needed to go with football. So the run game, you watch Georgia run the ball on us, and they do get a lot of chunk plays. A few times it looked like our guys were just getting blown off the ball, and our secondary is completely responsible for making the tackle at that point. And we're having trouble making tackles and containing guys in the run game. I mean, we just are. The only DB that I feel like is really showing up in the defensive run game is Bray. I mean, that's a totally different guy than what we saw week one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, physical the entire game, doesn't take any plays off. People need to start taking notes on what he's doing. He's meeting everybody. Yeah, I mean, when he comes downhill, he's meeting people with bad intentions, and he's making tackles, man.
Yeah.
And again, we're getting pretty thin up there, and so I get it to a certain extent. But we got to survive the next few weeks and hopefully get a couple of these guys back.
Yeah, well, I hope so, man, because these are these are big games, and these are the kind of games where you're Alabama. I mean, are you really going to be fired up to play Vandy? But you better be.
I think it'll be a little bit different this year. I think it kind of sets up well for us this year, playing at home, having lost to them last year. I think the whole mentality changes, when you have that in mind. And like I said, when guys I think get in the zone like Ty Simpson is right now, I mean, to me, it becomes, when you're processing information that well, and what you're looking at, it's a lot easier to be consistent because, again, you know exactly where to go with the ball. Your timing's perfect. I mean, when he saw pressure, I mean, he knew it was coming. He's changing protections. He's changing plays. When pressure's coming, he's getting enough depth, getting the ball out on time. He's performing at a machine-like pace right now. And I don't see the inconsistencies on offense with him playing that position. Now the run game, again, I think this week we probably have a little bit better time running the ball, and just because I think we'll be able to push them around a little bit more on offense than what we did against Georgia. I mean, Georgia's built for that, man. They don't get a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback, but they're physical up front on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it's crazy Alabama's beaten Kirby half of the losses that the guy has, and he's got a ton of wins, right? Bama's had their number. I don't know why, but I think what I think is that they play with a lot more intensity and pride because, those are guys that they grew up playing against, all-star games against, recruited by, and there's not a lack of effort. The problem that I've had with this team over the last few years is lack of effort sometimes, and they play with effort and enthusiasm and discipline. That was the most disciplined game that Alabama's played. I mean, going back to Saban, probably in 2000.
Yeah,
well, it was amazing how disciplined Alabama was.
I think we had 3-4 penalties. I mean, we did nothing to get us behind the sticks, and there weren't a whole lot of self-inflicted, plays. I get the only one I can point to that was bad was the drop at the beginning of the game by Ryan Williams. But then you have a 12-play drive and just grind it down the field and score a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, right. But you know what? It turned out to be okay because we drove down and scored anyway, like you said. So I'm more worried about Ryan just catching the ball. I'm
about to drive over to Fairhope and take that phone away from you.
Hey, it's busy over here. It's busy over here. You don't even know.
Hey, let them know in the comments. Just tear him up. Tear his ass up.
The guy that gets a call every show, and he's going to call me out. You guys see the black screen? That's on him. That's not on me. That's on him. All right, let me ask you this, Jake. Would you consider yourself? Are you a multi-leveled person? I mean, besides sports, is there more to you than just games, or would you consider yourself more like a meathead? You just weightlifting and sports.
I mean, I don't think I look like a meathead.
Okay, all right. Well, that's why I wanted to tell you.
Let me tell you. If I was a full-on meathead and I looked like this, I'd be very disappointed in how I'm spending my time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel you on that. I wanted to tell you, I've been so excited about introducing you to Kalishi because I knew that you would love this. And what I'm talking about here is it's not traditional gambling, right? It's actually almost like a stock exchange, right? Odds markets and stuff like that. And it's legal in all 50 states. You get better odds, obviously, than going to the casino because you're not going up against the house, right? No limits, live trading, flexibility, transparent pricing, and it's not just football, right? And you can check the markets on the different things that you can bet on live. Well, at Kalishi, one of the things that let me just run through the list of stuff, right? You got politics, sports, culture, crypto, climate, economics, mentions. And what I mean by that is that you'll say, okay, this is the one that I couldn't wait to ask you about. I'm just going to throw a question out there and you tell me yes or no, right? SpaceX Starship 11 launch before October 16th, before November 3rd. What do you think?
Before November 3rd.
Okay, 92%.
Wait a second. After, so it's basically between October 15th or November 3rd?
Mm-hmm.
In between October 15th and November 3rd.
Yeah, $73,000 have been put on that. And you're 92% of the money's going that direction. Now, this is the one. What's that?
I just lost. I'm with the public.
Yeah, you're with the public. But this is different. I mean, this is not like an odds thing. Like, there's no bookie here. It's just a question and you pick it, right?
Well, I mean, hey, look, I'm sure somebody at Kalishi knows they got their way into Elon Musk.
What the hot one today is government shutdown tomorrow, yes or no? And this is 200, almost $2 million bet on this.
I'm going to say no to that.
You're going to say no, they're going to get it figured out.
That's supposed to be happening tonight.
Is it tonight? Okay. Well, I'm just reading off of here. Now, this is the one that I've been so excited about asking you this question. $75,000 have been put down on this. And I've asked some of our other contributors their feelings on this. I'm going to ask you, will the U.S. say that aliens exist this year? Yes or no?
No.
And most people say no. That's where all the money's going. I say no, too, but I say there is aliens. They're just not going to admit it this year. Check it out. Check out Kalishi.com, and then we got you covered on this. It's really fun just because there's so many different things that you can bet on at Kalishi. And if you use our promo code, you get $10 off when you trade $100. So that's Bama Tailgate. And for you can pick elections. You can pick. I mean, it's all kind of like hurricane strengths. You know about hurricanes?
Yeah. As we're sitting here talking about this, and the last question you asked about Georgia making a comeback is, I think that really Georgia. The last 2 times we played them there, they've discussed blackouts, not having blackouts. We obviously know what happens when they have a blackout. I think next time they play Alabama in Athens, they just need to evacuate the city. Nobody shows up for the game. I mean, nobody's flipping you off as you're riding into the stadium. Take away all the outside motivation that Alabama could possibly have by getting angry before walking into that stadium.
Yeah, right.
And just have a scrimmage, an empty scrimmage that was televised.
Yeah. Why did they get the last couple things, and this show's almost over here, but why did they go for it on 4th down late in the game? Why not just kick that field goal and tie it, right? Like,
oh, man.
That to me was just such a huge error. And I get it. Their offense isn't great, but our defense isn't great. Like, why not just tie the game up? And Quay Russaw made LT Overton made a great play on that one. And it's why
he made a great play. But man, Georgia, if it weren't for him making that play, I mean, if that right tackle blocks down and gets him, I mean,
it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. Yeah. I mean, they had the play call set up. When I saw that, my first reaction was, man, why did they give that guy the ball? I mean, I was like, because he tried to stiff arm him and just fell down. I mean, it's not like he got drugged down and really, tackled. The guy pretty much tried to stiff arm him and lost his balance. And I was like, man, I'm all for you having that guy in there running the ball, but we were making a lot of jokes about Georgia and that guy where I was watching the game.
Yeah, right.
So, again, very appreciative, but I was scratching my head a little bit.
Guys, make sure that you join Mick Nation. There's the QR code behind me. We're going to have more tickets to give away. We gave away tickets to Wisconsin. We got hats like we're wearing right now. We got gear and other prizes. You can win money on there as well. It's all free. And that's Mick Nation, Avenue D. Jake, we are brought to you by our friends at Pearl River Resort, the Timeout Sports Lounge over there, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Course, which is the Augusta that you can play. You love playing golf, and that golf course is just brilliant.
It's a perfect place for a boys' weekend. Play golf Friday, go to the game Saturday.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging, and don't forget, we will be on the next round with our the newest edition of Elephant in the Room. Maybe it's not going to be called Elephant in the Room, but we'll pick up the number of podcasts. We'll take that with us.
There we go.
173. Well, I don't know. Anyway, roll tide, everybody. Let's watch Coker. Let's watch Coker at Pearl River.
I may not suit up on Saturdays anymore, but I'm still in the game.
Let's roll.
In here, I call the plays, make adjustments, and lay it on the line. Want to feel that fire, that rush? Then you've got to get in the game. I used to say it in the tunnel, and I still say it now. Let's roll.